KECH 95. Good morning, Doug here, and joining me on the phone is Patrick Myers, a.k.a. Freddie Mercury, part of the Killer Queen tribute show going on tonight at the Sun Valley Pavilion. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning. How are you?
I am good. I am so stoked. Killer Queen, the premier tribute to Queen, coming into the Wood River Valley tonight. And I spent the morning watching some video clips on the Killer Queen website. And holy cow. Next to the real deal, I mean, you guys have the look, the sound. What got you into doing a Queen tribute?
Well, that's a good question, actually. We formed this band and put on our first show before there were things like a Queen tribute. There wasn't even the phrase tribute band wasn't really in popular kind of usage then. It was only just emerging. What happened was we were kids. We went to college. We found out that Freddie had died within a couple of weeks, a couple of months or whatever of being at college, and we were devastated. And we wanted to put on a show. It's as simple as that. We started off just by singing the songs to each other, just sort of like just in mourning, basically. Everyone knew kind of different songs, and everyone had different ways of working out, how they did what. So we all pooled our knowledge together, and we'd meet around the piano, or some people had keyboards in their rooms and stuff, and that was it was as simple as that. And we'd there were big echoey corridors at college, and we'd sing Queen songs up and down them. And so the idea of putting on a show, we thought we were the first generation to miss out on seeing Queen. There were no tributes around, so you couldn't just look open the paper and find a Queen concert going on something. That was it. If Queen weren't doing it, no one was doing it. So we thought we'd just do a show for everyone our age. We put it on, and we dress up as Queen, even though that seems like a lot of tributes do that these days. But as I say, there wasn't a tribute culture then, so it was kind of like the only way we could think of doing it. There's no way we would want to be on stage pretending to be Queen and not dressing up as them. You just have to do the whole thing. So we could make everyone feel like they kind of got to a Queen concert after all. And that would probably be it. We'd probably do it one or two times, and it would be a glorious sort of send out for our kind of our own childhoods, really, as well as saying goodbye to Fred, because it was like a weird thing happening,
Yeah.
We were kind of coming of age and then saying goodbye to our childhood hero at the same time. So that was it. It was as simple as that. We put on this show, and we put everything into that show, and that show was back in 93. As I say, we were kids back then, and it just, from that one show, it exploded immediately. And suddenly, within a few months, tribute bands as a phrase and as an entity started to really sort of exponentially kind of grow into this sort of thing, and that it's become today. And we were by accident at the front of all of this. So we got ushered into the West End, which is like Broadway in London. We got national TV interviews. Everyone was going crazy over it, and we were just sort of somewhat surprised, delighted, but surprised at the same time, and sort of bewildered, really. And that carried on. It kept on growing, and we won some awards, and we got flown over to Europe, and they wanted to recreate the shows. This was some years down the line, recreate the Queen shows in the arenas, and we thought, oh, fantastic, so we're going to be on a bill with lots of other acts. And they said, no, it's just going to be you guys, just Killer Queen in the arenas that Queen did, and we're going to come over and let's help us design the lights, let's create this Queen show that that you wanted, and we guess everyone else wanted too. And so we did, and we ended up playing and can carry on playing actually in the same arenas that Queen played with Freddie in their peak, which was just extraordinary. So yeah, that's how it all started. It started from the simplest of kind of intentions and reactions, really, to Freddie dying and our grief, and now it's all this. It's extraordinary, really.
Well, you know what? And when we talked about this just briefly before we went on the air, with the success of the Queen movie Bohemian Rhapsody, It's like all of a sudden Queen's music is being exposed to many generations, and you're seeing that at the shows.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, the thing is, we've always noticed that even before the film came out, there would always be 8, 9, 10, 11, 12-year-old kids in the audience who seemed to just know all the words. And we knew that parents would bring their kids to the audience, to the shows, because their parents are into Queen, and so their kids have got into Queen. So we figured that must be it. But I think something seems to have changed now with this film. I think there's a whole generation of kids that are now demanding to be taken to the concert and telling their parents to take them to the concert, because they've seen the film and they want a Queen experience. They want that thing, and so it's sort of changed really. The parents are bringing the children are bringing the parents to the concert rather than the parents bringing the children to the concert. So
yeah, that's funny.
It's great, but it's lovely to see such a huge. Queen music is I mean, all music does this to an extent, but Queen music does it to a really big extent. It really unites the generations. So from grandma through to their grandkids, a huge sway of age ranges all come and celebrate together at the concert and have a great time, and for that moment everyone's a sort of a kid again.
Yeah, right.
Everyone's either reliving their childhood or they're smack bang in the middle of their childhood, and they're just having a great time. And to be in a position to be able to provide that for people is really good fun. It's a privileged position, but it's a really delightful thing to be able to do.
Well, in case you're just tuning in, I have Patrick Myers. He is Freddie Mercury in the Killer Queen tribute to Queen. That's going on tonight, Sun Valley Pavilion. Did you ever dream that you would be playing packed stadiums like the real deal? I mean, that's got to just blow your mind.
It does. It absolutely does that, because there's a slightly Cinderella element to all of this, because as I say, we missed out on seeing Queen, but that didn't stop me from watching. Cause we were too young to go to the last concerts they did in '86. It was a big European concert, the biggest they'd ever done, and they were just the biggest thing, because you've got to remember, this was the year after Live Aid.
Yeah.
They didn't get over to America, unfortunately, but they went everywhere else. A massive European tour, and I so wanted to go. It just looked the most exciting thing ever. So they broadcast it on TV fairly quickly after the show. I think it was a night or two after the show. And I stayed up and watched that, and I just thought, oh, that's amazing. And I saw how much fun they were having as a band together on stage, because you hear all these rumours that, they were nearly splitting up and this, that, and the other. And they just seem to be getting on so well and having fun, and that's what you want to see. And at the time I thought, oh, wow, that just looks the best fun. Not just being in the crowd, but being on stage. That looks fantastic fun. That looks fantastic. But it never crossed my mind ever that I'd be in the same stage as Queen doing that. No. So when I was doing it, I was having, when I was playing the first few times that we played the arenas, I was all the time having those flashbacks to me as a kid watching the arena, and then thinking, well, I'm here now. I'm on the stage. I've got a whole crowd in front of me, and I'm dressed up like these guys. I never, as I say, when I went to college, the whole tribute thing did not exist. Yeah. So the idea that it would develop into this, sort of life kind of like thing that you'd go around the whole world doing is just insane. I didn't have the brain capacity to imagine that sort of thing, because it just didn't exist at the time. Yeah. So no, it's taken me by surprise, but it's been the best surprise of my life. It's been fabulous.
Well, talk about the show itself. What can we expect?
Well, there's different kind of concerts you can go to, really, in terms of the whole tribute genre. Now, there are some fantastic musicians who essentially come on stages themselves, but they're paying homage to a band, and they'll play through a whole album and then maybe the hits and that sort of stuff. So that's one kind of way of doing it. That's not what we do, though. We do very much the opposite of that. We want to dress up as Queen. We want to get the costume and the visual as well as the sound right, so that people can give themselves permission, and we get as much details as possible into that show, so people can A, have a fantastic time, but B, give themselves permission to feel like they're at a concert that they missed, that time bubble concert, back in whenever, 82 or 79 or whatever. And just sort of take it out of that feeling of it's a concert from the past, and bring it right into this is happening now. Yeah. So because I think the thing about YouTube and Instagram and the whole social media thing and dialing up music on subscription and stuff, music doesn't really belong to any. If it sounds fantastic, and you're into it now, it doesn't really matter when it happened anymore. It's not like there's a conveyor belt of new music and then there's just music from the past. If music is popular now, like Bohemian Rhapsody is obviously, she's throwing a huge spotlight again on Queen's music, then it should be celebrated now, as if it's now. And so that's what we do. We take the whole look of Queen and the sort of aesthetic, and I think crucially what we want to do, what our kind of plan is that we wanted to do and we wanted to experience when we were kids, is to get the feeling and, that atmosphere, that communication with the audience is the thing. So you get that build and swell of euphoria and extreme excitement that those songs are so good at releasing, because Queen wrote just the most amazing body of songs you can possibly imagine. Somebody to Love, Bohemian Rhapsody, Crazy Little Thing Called Love, Under Pressure, Another One Bites the Dust. There's just so many, as well as those extraordinary songs like Days of Our Lives, He Wants to Live Forever. So many amazing tracks. But they're so good at unlocking the sort of latent energy and excitement of a crowd. So when you put those songs together with a crowd that is so ready to hear them, you get a real explosion of energy. That's fantastic, and it's a real shared experience. As I say, people come back to our. We're very sort of lucky and sort of grateful that people come back to our shows again and again and again, just A, to hear the music, but B, to have that experience, that feeling, and that's the feeling we wanted as kids. That's the feeling that I could feel through the TV screen, through the cathode ray tube, when I was sort of like, my hat, when I was sort of like so close to being at the Queen concert but not being at it. I thought I know what that feeling is. That looks amazing. That looks fantastic. And so that's really the engine behind Killer Queen. That's what we've always been reaching for.
Just a little bit I've seen on your website, Killer Queen Online. It got me really excited about tonight's show. So, great. Killer Queen, the premier tribute to Queen tonight, Sun Valley Pavilion. Showtime is 8:00, and their lawn seats still available, $29. We're going to pack that place tonight, and then they are going to rock you. And Patrick Myers, he's Freddie, and dude, you got the look, the sound. It's going to be an awesome show. We're so excited to have you coming here to play.
Oh, it's our pleasure. This is amazing. When we flew in here, it's a beautiful part of the world. It's extraordinary. First time here, and we're just blown away by the place. It's so beautiful.
Well, enjoy all of it that you can soak in.
We will. Thanks, Doug.